It's already 1 week since I arrived to Istanbul. In this video, I want to talk about my first impression of this city and this country. Following is the content of what I have done during the 7 weeks, what places I have visited, how Turkish people treat me as a foreign person. It's okay to come here and spend with just the card, or cash is still the king. I'm also going to touch some point about how to use the public transport, the food I tried, and some culture shock that I found different here in Turkey. If you are new here, I'm Giovanni, and nice to meet you. I flew to Istanbul from Romania, started a 1-year project to travel around the world on budget. If you want to learn more about how to travel around the world without breaching the wallet and having a normal job, follow me for more, and also check out my latest video of my discoveries in Romania. For the flight to Istanbul, I took a random seat to save money. Unfortunately for me, I was sitting aside a Turkish photographer. He was traveling to Romania for 1 month, and now he's coming back to his home. And this nice guy we met on the flight. Then we separated. Unexpectedly, we met again in the bathroom, and we discovered that we are going to use the same metro. And as he was already visited Istanbul several times, and I was new here, he was keen to help me buy the Istanbul card that allowed me to travel in Istanbul easily and top up. There are several other options for tourists, like the 1 day or 1 week ticket, but for me, that I'm going to stay for 1 month, it's more convenient to have the card that I can top up. It's not so convenient for someone who wants to stay only for 1 day, because the card costs around €250, but then it's really cheap to move around with public transport. For most of the transport types, like buses or metros, it only costs 15 lira, which is around 50 cents. And then we have a metro bus, which costs a little more. One tip on the aeroplane is, if you want to get a better seat, you can check and try to change your seat on the application and see which seat is still free. And once everyone is onboarded, you can go and sit those seats with better spaces, and no one are going to say anything. I arrived very late, so I didn't want to head to the center of Istanbul, which takes around 2 hours from the airport that I landed. I landed to Sabiha Gökçen, and it was far away from Istanbul. Me and another Turkish guy, we took the metro, which is opened quite recently. As he mentioned, he said that before people need to use the bus, but he said that like from 1 year ago, the metro is opened, and as you can notice, it is quite new and clean. I want to arrive to the lodging before midnight. That's why I booked an Airbnb at Kadıköy, which is the latest stop from the metro. I only reserved for 1 night, and it was the most welcoming host that I have ever seen in my life. The host was waiting me at the main entrance, and when I arrived, he was so excited to hug me and say, "Hoşgeldin, welcome to Istanbul." Then he brought me to his home, where he showed me everything that I need to know. Where's the kitchen, where's the bathroom, what is my room. Unexpected to me, he also offered me fruit juice and snack. I was tired and I just wanted to go to sleep, but I didn't expect that type of service. That was really amazing, and it really gave me a good impression from Turkish people. Now it's next day morning, and we want to go somewhere to visit places and also buy food. For that, we need to use money. Do we need to exchange for cash, or card is enough? If you are going to eat out in big fast food chains like McDonald's, Burger King, take transport from apps, buying from big grocery shops, card should be enough. But if we are going to take public transport, one thing that I have noticed is in the airport, there was a machine that allow you to use card, but most of the machines that I found in the metro stations only accept cash. So to top up the transport card, it's more convenient to use cash. If you want to buy from small stores and buy street food and go to street market, it also requires cash. To get cash, there are a lot of exchanges in the city. One tip that I recommend is to check Google Maps. Busy areas are marked by Google Maps in yellowish color, and those exchanges in those areas should be avoided, as I went through all of them and I noticed that those that are outside of the busy areas have better rates. The afternoon of the second day, I went to Carrefour. I wanted to see what are the prices and what we can find in a supermarket in Turkey. I made a whole video about what I found inside the supermarket. If you want to check it out, it should be the last video. Then I moved to Üsküdar neighborhood, which is right above Kadıköy. One thing that I have noticed when buying food and interacting with the host is I don't want to generalize based on so few examples. The impression that I got is English is not quite spoken in Turkey, as the English is not quite well, or they don't know or don't want to speak in English. Only with the Üsküdar Airbnb host, I found out that when I'm writing in English and receiving answer in English, which make me implicitly know that on the other side know to speak English, that's false, because I found out that Airbnb auto-translate. So the host write me in Turkish, I receive it in English. When I write back to the host, it convert to Turkish. So I have been thinking that he know how to speak English, but actually when I arrived to his home, he told me to, if I need anything, just write to him, because he can't get the translation. And I was like, you're hosting international guests and don't know English? That's quite weird. Anyways, Airbnb is lowering the language barrier, which means if you are from Germany, you can write in German and he can answer back in Turkish, and there should not be any communication issue. This is quite interesting discovery, and went for a walk. It happened to me not only once, but several times. When you are walking on the streets, there are streets without semaphore, and the cars are driving very fast inside the city. There are also small streets where you don't know where right or left the car is coming. This combined with, I also have seen a lot of people who just cross the street in red, and at one point I was almost hit by a car. The semaphore are not strictly respected, so overall, be careful when crossing street. Day 4, moving to Çağlayan. This place was situated in a very steep area, very steep area. It's not a deal breaker, but next time I think I will come better prepared if next time I check with Street View from Google Maps. Those days I felt unproductive, mainly because what I have done was moving, planning, waiting for public transport, preparing food, eating. You can save hours of time if you choose to use private transport and eating out. So if you are not on budget like me and you can afford and you value your time, you should definitely following what I have done. The good side is moving slowly. You can also explore more about the city, and there's something that I found different from where I'm coming. So let's say those are the cultural shock that I discovered by coming here. The first one is I found out about call to prayer. The first time I heard it, I didn't know why someone is singing. But then I heard it several times, I get curious and I get informed what it is. That is what the name it says, call to prayer. It was new to me that every day you can hear, which is quite interesting. Point 2, donuts and kebab are two different things. Kebab is the plate where you have the meat, the vegetables, and donuts is the piece of meat that everyone we know that we eat. Yogurt is quite popular, quite used in the Turkish cuisine, and used as the base for sauce. And pistachio is quite used in Turkish desserts. The living cost is overall cheaper than in Europe, but there are products like Apple product which cost more. And the last day of the 7 days, I went to explore malls. Overall, I don't like crowded places, but I like the malls because there's a lot of things to do. In a mall, you have air conditioning, you can eat from dozens of food chains, go shopping from several stores, or relax on the sofas are available all over the mall. And you can also see what the local people, families go to eat, to buy. I think, yeah, that's why I like to go to malls. And the biggest one that I found until now is this one up 6th floor. Those are my first 7-day experience. I continue exploring more places like Istanbul, city. Right now, I only explore the neighborhood, and the next few days, I intend to go to Istanbul center. And there are also several food on my list that I have not tried yet, like pilav, dolma, lokum,